This is what is left of the road connecting Akute, a border community in Ogun State, with Ojedobega, a busy part of Lagos State. A majority of the residents of Akute earn their living in Lagos and must use these deplorable roads every day. These roads now represent a bad advertisement for the failure of successive governments in Ogun State, as it has now become one of the abandoned projects in the state. The 32-kilometer road from Songwater with 5 bridges was started in 2012 and had led to the demolition of many houses. The state government at the time said the 32-kilometer highway will link Sango, Ijoko and Bega through several communities. But this has only subjected residents of Akute, Ishashi, Lambe, Alagbole, Ajuwon and others to untold hardship.
Residents of Akute and its environs have been lamenting the terrible state of this road and neglect by successive governments in Ogun State. And with the rains comes more pains for commuters and residents of this border town. Every day, their hope dims.
For anyone making a shuttle out of the community to any part of Lagos, it is literally regarded as a shuttle from the dark ages to civilization. The residents are wailing, singing songs of woes and lamentations.
All these our governors, both the present and the past, from the beginning of day one, they only come here and do campaign and pour sand. After the campaign, they leave us for we to carry our cross. And this thing is getting too much. We are not daft. When it comes to during the time of election, that is when they will come here and they will start pouring sand on this road. After that, they will not leave us alone. I will be suffering for all these things. Look at this car. I spend a lot on this car alone, just on the bushing and the rest of them.
We can't walk. See my marijuana, you dey inside water since 3 days now. We can't use it to walk. I need to go and get mechanic to come help me do it and take and walk. Since 3 years, then go come and we go vote for them. Then they collect tax for our hand. I beg, I want to tell Mr. President or Mr. Governor, Odun, so for Ogun State Governor, I want to beg them, or for local government, make them help us for this road. The road is bad. It affects work. It affects our work. We can't work. We can't feed our family.
Feintola Smith is a retiree whose building has been affected by the poor state of this road. The 60-year-old told me her business has crumbled and her means of survival comes under threat once the rainy season sets in.
The road is terribly bad, right off. In fact, many of the occasions, you see over 100 people falling inside on the back. And sometimes vehicles, like over 10, will spoil inside the water. Sometimes, Keke Maruwa, they will spoil inside the corner. Don't even talk of Okada, they will fall in their multitude. I did sand drainage, but I've spent a lot. The water is not entering inside the drainage. And as a result, when there is heavy rain, the water will enter inside my compound. 3 days ago, it nearly demolished the whole compound. It was a big flood.
The people here are literally in distress, but most worrisome is the fact that year after year, administration after administration, the area is neglected by the state government.
Akute, to be precise.
Emmanuel Apidi lives here and accuses the successive governments of making empty promises. He has been forced to abandon his car at home. He now rides motorcycles and tricycles, which leave him disoriented, with his face and clothes stained with every ride.
The road is bad. Look at the road. This is absurd. For over 10 years I've been in Akute. We have never enjoyed a good road. But this is probably the second time we're having another government. The first government promised us that they are going to fix the road. Each time they want to campaign, they will come to this area and campaign and promise you that once you elect them in, they are going to fix the road. But we've been having all these promises and none of their promises has been kept. Just look at the road. This is Olori Osaro to Lambe, we have not seen anything. I don't go out with car. I have to run on a bike. We don't go out because once it rains, this place is dreadlock. Everywhere, no going out, no coming in.
Many are calling the construction another white elephant project and a total failure based on the hardship it has caused after so much taxpayers' money has been sunk into it. Aside the high level of discomfort, some residents say this dreadful road has become a major health risk for them. It is almost a death wish for any physically challenged to use this road. Lekon Onabanjo is self-employed but decried his wife leaving home as early as 4:30 a.m. daily. He told me her daily travel time on this road has become dangerous to her health and well-being.
You can't live in this area and you have vehicles that will survive 1 year. It's not possible. It's terrible. It's so bad. Something has to be done as soon as possible, please. And I tell you something. This road has potentials of generating a lot of IGR for Ogun State. I don't know why they cannot tap that opportunity. Fix the road and toll it. People will pay. Why leave the road in this kind of state? I pity those who work 5 to 9. You know, people leave as early as 4. Risk their lives to leave home as early as 4 o'clock to get to office. It is not nice. You know, and then they get home at 10 o'clock. My wife leaves as late as 4:30. And that's insane.
Most times, I don't even want to come home.
Emmanuel's marital life has suffered terribly as he cannot endure his commuting like some. He is forced to stay back at work with his friend and can only interact with family via video calls to keep in touch.
Most times, I don't even want to come home. Because if I think on the stress to drive back home, I'll just be like, oh, I'm not coming home. I have to call my family. I sleep in my friend's place. My son is attached to me. Sometimes I have to, if I know I'm not coming home, I have to make video calls to make him feel, okay, daddy is around. Sure you get. But then, I wonder what other people faces. Because to be sincere, if this place would have been a Lagos State road, I believe Lagos State can do something. But Ogun State has forgotten that people stay here.
And with the rainy seasons comes a hard time for commuters and drivers on these roads who silently pray that governments will remember them before election campaigns. Karima Salami, TVC News, Ogun State.